Hey guys, this is Cartoons, and welcome to the Fire Mage Mist of Pandaria tutorial. What I'll be going over in this video is the transition changes from Cataclysm to Mist of Pandaria and what to expect coming into the game as a Fire Mage. Also, at the end of this video, I have a link to the main hub that is a directory for all guides regarding every class and their changes in Mist of Pandaria. I also have links to my videos regarding Frost and Arcane Mage changes as well. But let's go ahead and get started. Fire Mages in Mist of Pandaria have changed a lot. And basically what it is one of the most important abilities that they put in is something called Inferno Blast. And what this is basically it's Fire Blast, except for it's an upgraded version for fire. And what it does is it basically does what Impact does as a Fire Mage, but minus the stun. What it does is, see, I have a Living Bomb, and then I am also going to Scorch so I can get an Ignite up. And then I'm going to Inferno Blast, and as you can see, it spreads to this target, and it missed this target, but yeah. It also spreads to this target as well. And with the glyph, that does spread Living Bomb and everything else. But as you can see, it spreads Living Bomb, it'll spread Ignite, it'll spread Flame Strike, and Pyroblast. Blizzard has changed Flame Strike to actually make it viable in something now. So basically what it is, as you can see, they've changed the animation, so it looks pretty cool. And it also puts on a dot instead of just being in the Flame Strike, and then it does damage. The only problem I foresee with this spell is that basically it has a cooldown, and it doesn't even last that long. It lasts for about 7 seconds, and it has a 12-second cooldown. I don't know. I feel like they should just leave it without a cooldown, but you know, there's always changes since this is beta, and you'll never know what'll happen. And I really do hope that they end up, you know, leaving off the cooldown because it's really pointless. But it is whatever, and I hope that they change it up. Blizzard has changed Combustion pretty much entirely differently. Basically what it does is it doesn't scale off Living Bomb damage anymore. It only scales off your Ignite, Pyroblast, and Flame Strike damage. And at the same time, they've reduced it to a 45-second cooldown. But on top of everything, they've also made it so they have a 3-second stun when you use Combustion on the target. And as an example, I'm going to go ahead and show you what kind of damage it'll do now. This is with a full Pyroblast and Ignite. As you can see, big damage, and then it has a 12k tick. So it's kind of lowered because the damage in Mott Beta should be higher than it is in regular Cataclysm. Basically what it does is it does about I'd say 25 to 30% less damage, but it is only a 45-second cooldown, as well as since every mage has Deep Freeze now, we can use Deep Freeze and then Combustion right afterwards, and it doesn't diminishing return on that. So that's a pretty nice extra stun. It gives Fire Mages a little bit more control when it comes to not only control but consistency as well. Blizzard has changed Fire Mage Mastery for pretty much the whole thing. Basically what it does is the Mastery is now Ignite. Ignite was a previous thing when you would crit, you would get a percentage of damage, I think it was 40%, and it would take over like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and that was basically your Ignite damage. Now, basically every time you get an Inferno Blast, Fireball, Frost Firebolt, Scorch, or Pyroblast off, you will have an Ignite. So here's an example. I Frost Nova to get a crit here, I Scorch and Inferno Blast afterwards, and then there's an Ignite, no problem. And even if I Pyroblast here, there's another Ignite, and it scales off of how much Mastery you have, so it makes Mastery viable for Fire Mages, as well as it does help out basically the consistency of keeping your damage up for when you combust. You don't always have to be relying on that one crit to be able to get it. Like, obviously the Pyroblast is nice, but it doesn't really define a Fire Mage anymore. They have given all Fire Mages critical mass, and basically what they did is they changed this up a little bit. They've multiplied the Fireball, Frost Firebolt, and Pyroblast and Scorch, their critical strike chance by 1.3. So basically what this does is, say for example I had 30% crit chance with Fire up, just passively, and at the same time I have critical mass. So basically what this does is it times it by 1.3 more. So if I were to have 30% crit, I would now have 33% crit with the Scorch, Frost Firebolt, Pyroblast, and Fireball ability. It's just a little bit of buff to give Fire Mages a little bit more consistency when it comes to critting. And to top it all off, for the little things, Dragon's Breath has not changed. It is still a 20-second cooldown, and it's still just a 4-second Disorient. Nothing really changed there. As well as improved Cone of Cold was nerfed. There is no improved Cone of Cold, basically. It's just Cone of Cold. It is only a slow, it is not a Nova anymore. So that was taken out of the game. I think in correlation to that, they have made it so all mages get Deep Freeze now, so that's kind of like a trade-off. They want all mages to have Deep Freeze as opposed to have improved Cone of Cold, I guess. I hope you've enjoyed the Fire Mage overview for Mists of Pandaria, and I'd really appreciate it if you guys could toss me a like on this video. You guys loved the Frost Mage overview as well, and I really appreciate the positive feedback. And you guys can obviously see that you can click either the Frost or Arcane icons for the video, and in the middle of the screen on the Mists of Pandaria icon, you could click that for the hub regarding all classes videos on the upcoming changes in Mists of Pandaria. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Cartoons out.